You are watching MTG Cribs on MTGO Academy featuring RYANCRABBS.
Hello and welcome to another standard daily event. Today I'm piloting a very interesting mono green deck. Um, Lately mono green decks that have been popping up online, doing well in Moto events, and this past weekend at the Open, well I guess 2 weekends ago from the time you see this, a mono green deck, this deck, top 8'd the event. So I want to try it out. It looks pretty sweet, pretty fun, and it has some very interesting card choices, but I think they're good. So look at the list. It has 4 experiment ones, which is pretty obvious. So 101 evolve that can regenerate. Elvish Mystic, add more mana. Brush Strider. Now this is an interesting one. So it's a 3/1 vigilance for 2. Has seen no play whatsoever. Wasn't even that good in limited. Now I think the reason you would play this is, for one, we're playing Burning Tree Emissary. When that comes in play, you add red and green. So it's awesome. You can like play that and have like another play afterwards. But there's not much to do for 1 and a green. We have Scavenging Ooze, but that's not too good just on turn 2, because it'll just be a 2/2 for a little bit, unless they have spot removal. But in that case, they'll probably just kill the Ooze first. So it's better late game. We could play Skylasher, and I thought about that, I'm like, why wouldn't you play Skylasher? And then I realized one of the most prevalent decks in Standard, is very popular right now, is the Jund monster deck. And it plays Sylvan Keratin. And Sylvan Keratin's popping up in a lot of places, so having a 2/2 that gets blocked by Keratin is pretty miserable. So this, on the other hand, actually can attack through it and can trade up, and you can cast off Burning Tree Emissary. So it's pretty sweet. Um, it's been trying this deck out and it's been doing work, so I like it actually. We also have Clonian Tusker, which is a better 2-drop, a 3/3 for 2 green. Scavenging Ooze, like I said. Then we have 4 Boon Satyr, which is awesome. Just flash and bestow. Gives a creature +4/+2, or is a 4/2. Which is very powerful and just a great combat trick. Card advantage against control decks. You can put it on a creature and still deal 4 damage, and then they kill the creature and you still have a 4/2. Then we have Reverent Hunter, which hasn't seen too much play yet. It's a 1/1 for 2 and a green. When it comes in play, you get a +1/+1 counter for each of your devotion to green. So it's very easy to play this on turn 3 and have it be like a 4/4 or a 5/5. I was just testing actually, and it came down as an 8/8 on turn 4, which is pretty good. Then we have Slaughterhorn. It's a 3/2 for 2 and a green. It's very good in Gatecrash Limited. I liked it a lot. And it has Blood Rush for 1 green. Target creature gets +3/+2. This is a way to press more damage in, with also being a threat itself if it needs to be. And then to round out the deck, we have 1 Nylea, God of the Hunt. It's pretty sweet. Gives all of our creatures trample. It allows all of our creatures to trade up once we have 4 mana. Then we have 23 lands, 19 basic forests, and then 4 Mutavaults. The Mutavaults can be a little bit awkward since we have a bunch of double green cards on 2, but it hasn't been too bad yet. So that's the deck, and it goes to the sideboard. We have a Bramble Crush, one of my favorites. Destroys a non-creature permanent, great for killing planeswalkers, lands, detention spheres, a land with Underworld connections on it. Then we have 3 Dried Militants. This kind of plays a role that like a Fire Drinker Satyr plays in like the red burn sideboards, where if you just want to be faster, you need more 1-drops. This is where it comes in against control decks. Like against blue-white, we don't want Slaughterhorn because it's very easy for them to have a Azorius Charm, and against mono black, they like if they have any mana open, we can never Blood Rush because of Doomblade. But it's nice just to play more 1-drops, especially with mono black cutting down on the Drown in Sorrows they're playing, which might change because this deck's getting popular and other creature aggro decks are getting more popular. And also at the Grand Prix, mono blue 2 decks were in the top 4. So yeah, so Drown in Sorrow might be seeing an uprise. Then, I forgot to mention the main deck. We have 3 spells. All these creatures in 3 spells. We have 1 Ranger's Guile, which gives a creature +1/+1 and hexproof, so it's like a counter spell basically. We counter their removal spell. And then we have 2 Mending Touches, and this card's sweet. It's 1 green, instant, regenerate target creature. I have played this card before, back when I played blue-white-green hexproof in Standard. And it's can be a big blowout, like they go Supreme Verdict and you regenerate your biggest guy, or they use removal spell and regenerate it, or they like you put a Boon Satyr on something and they go for a double block, and then you just regenerate and kill both their guys. So there's 2 of those in the main deck, and then 2 more on the sideboard, because it's so sweet. Then we have 4 Mistcutter Hydra, which is pretty self-explanatory, just good against the mono blue deck. Then we have 4 Nylea's Disciples, and 4 seems like a lot, but red-white burn is very popular and it's very cheap, so you see it a lot. I know in my last standard videos we played against red variation twice. So it's very good and very necessary for that matchup. And then 1 more Scavenging Ooze to round out the deck list. So here's a list. I'm pretty excited to show it off. Not too sure how well it'll do. I know that the guy who played at the Open did go 9-1 before making it in the top 8, so definitely has uh, some, don't know what the word I'm looking for. Definitely looks like it can beat the tier 1 decks. So we'll try it out and see how it goes.